Was definitely for engineering study, and engineering studies main objective is for good placement. After 2 to 3 months of the automatic sliding, I came to production engineering. IIT Madras graduates are waiting there in front of the chamber of my head of the department, and we, along with their fathers, they
Welcome to another podcast of Live Talks ISF. So today we have one of our senior faculty member from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Mr. Somnath Chattopadhyay sir with us. Sir, I welcome you on this podcast
thank you.
from the behalf of entire Live Talks ISM team. I hope you will like the conversation.
Yes.
So sir, shall we start?
Yes.
So you're a faculty in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. So how did you inspire to study this wonderful field of mechanical engineering?
I got selected in West Bengal Joint Entrance Examination, and then the craze was definitely for engineering study. And engineering studies main objective is for good placement. And then in scenario in 1987 in India, and especially in my state, the employment is a scarcity. So getting a joint just like a jackpot. First is IIT entrance examination. Have appeared and very seriously, but didn't make it out. So only option left out for me is West Bengal joint entrance, and fortunately I got first selected in chemical engineering, Jadavpur University. That was also a good enough. And then after 2 to 3 months of the automatic sliding, I came to production engineering. And that way the journey starts. And I found it out in Jadavpur University. The placement was at least for the first 30 or 40% students. It was good, and Jadavpur is one of the best college also far as engineering is concerned in the state. First is definitely IIT Kharagpur and then Jadavpur University. And now you can find it out in IRF ranking. Jadavpur University is among 10, and fortunately our head of the department was Santi Sarup Bhatnagar Awadi, an ex-director of IIT Kanpur. And whenever after joining we know that, and we found it out that it is a very interesting subject, and then production engineering of Jadavpur University was one of the best in South Asia and maybe one of the top in the world because of the top quality faculty members, and that way the journey begins.
सर तो जैसा कि आपने बताया आपने बैचलर्स किया जादवपुर यूनिवर्सिटी से एंड
प्रोडक्शन इंजीनियरिंग
प्रोडक्शन इंजीनियरिंग फिर आपने IITSM ज्वाइन किया अपने मास्टर्स के लिए तो सर
but that was MTech by research. So after going to the industry, I was employment from the day one. So every qualification I attend, why I am employed. So that is one way of concurrent engineering.
तो सर आपने क्या क्या चेंजेस देखे IITs और ऐसे प्रेस्टिजियस यूनिवर्सिटीज में ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम सर
One thing I have seen in Jadavpur University, then at that point of time, definitely we are not matured enough to know that what is the quality of our professors. We think that they are just our professors. But in third year, whenever I found it out that some of the IIT Madras graduates are waiting there in front of the chamber of my head of the department, and we, along with their fathers, they were the product of Jadavpur University, then mechanical, and we are really wondered why they are coming to SAT to get the recommendation. And then I found it out that people say that and got the employment all over the world, and is just one stroke of recommendation. It is good enough to give the admission to different universities and other part of it. We were not in the position to take the advantage. He was the first person in India to fabricate robo, so all sorts of things, and that way I found it out. It was a very fascinating one. And then I gone to the industry. I don't think that I should come to the teaching industry. Remuneration, the aristocracy, another part of it was great, but slowly and steadily I found it out there at the other domain of industry is there. So slowly and steadily I shift to teaching. Then one professor A.K. Basu, he was neighbor in my university, in my place, Salt Lake. He said that we can pursue MTech by research without leaving the job. So I have started that and completed whenever at the verge of completion. Then my Vice Chancellor, Professor S.K. Mukherjee, he is the 7th Fellow of IIM Calcutta. His name is also there in the board. So he joined as a vice chancellor at BIT Mishra and said, "You are interested?" 100%. And then before the final getting the degree, I joined after 8 years of industrial experience to BIT Mishra. And then my journey towards the teaching profession begins.
Like, uh, talking about your college time, what was your first major project during college and how you felt at that time?
My BTech project was very interesting one, and that was on a very stalwarts of that. He was Professor Jyotirmoy Shah. He by hands can assemble something which is capable of doing some automatic thing. So in some kind of rural tech projects we have done and participated, how to make an online inspection and segregation system of those parts. And that way I have learned that how even in a rudimentary level, electronics, automation, mechanization, mechatronics and other things can be implemented. And then our PTech project was also very fascinating one to convert a conventional lathe to CNC lathe by microprocessor assembly language programming. And that was really a game changer in terms of the conceptual understanding. And that way I was associated with some serious electronics and automation and other part of it related to that, and that kept me interested all those things. Though my first job is not related to production, it is related to industrial.
तो जैसे आपने इतने सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए तो उसमें आपने काफी सारे साइंटिस्ट के साथ या इन्वेंटर के साथ अपने मिले होंगे या बात की होगी या उनके रिसर्च पेपर पढ़े होंगे, तो सर आपका उनमें से फेवरेट कौन रहेगा?
Yeah, my who was my BTech guide, he was Professor Jyotirmoy Shah, and you know they are all gold medalists from Jadavpur University in mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering gold medalist and top level of Jadavpur University. In many of the cases, they land up with Santi Sarup Bhatnagar Award, and many they do PhD from ISC Bangalore and they pay faculty in old IITs. That is the best part of it. And Professor Jyotirmoy Shah is an absolutely capable person who can, from the right from here itself, he can procure all those things and assemble and come out of a robo, come out of an automation, another part of it. Not I have interacted many, but one or two they are absolutely great. One is Professor Amitabh Bhattacharya, but I have seen that Amitabh Bhattacharya in its fag end, though I was a very sincere student, so many of the classes in Jadavpur University I attended alone. Many cases out of 22, and I'm taking all those notes in carbon copies and giving to the students. So they are always still remembering all those part of it. Professor Amitabh Bhattacharya was great, but we are unable to understand his greatness. Now we can understand. Then Professor Jyotirmoy Shah, he was terrific, and another person is there. He's a fellow from IIM, very smart fellow, very intelligent fellow. He became vice chancellor of BIT Mishra, and he was a figure in Jharkhand. His name is Professor Pramod Kumar Mukherjee. He was terrific, intelligent, memory, and other part of it. So these two persons are absolutely of a very high order. Then I know only the industry.
So, sir, reminding you of your college days. So, what was the thing of your college you liked the most?
The companion, and that thing, that 4 years is the best time all over the world. Even today, when I'm planning on Saturday taking my students to a factory, that factory was CMD was my friend, production engineer Vikas Agarwal. His father was only doing some kind of business of the mining machineries. Now he is manufacturing the top quality cylinders for Volvo and other things, and he is making manifestation in different kind of exhibitions for his own product throughout the world, in Germany, in all those part of it. So these affiliation and camaraderie is the best. Now also some of my friends are willing to do PhD, keeping me as a co-guide and other part of it. So that relationship is fantastic and very trustworthy. That trustworthy friendship will never begin later part of life. Very unlikely. So that was it.
तो जैसा
Though I was not the most popular one among my friends. The reason is that as a very sincere in the classes, I don't like the mascot, another part of it. So they have not elected me, though I was working for them like anything. They have not elected me in the political part of it as class representatives, but they always depend on me. Now I found it out. They are my real friends, though then they were not so I favorite in terms of I was pushing them to attend all the classes that they were not liking. And mascot type of situation was there, very much there in the Jadavpur University, that no student will turn up with a pre-planned way. That I didn't like it. but now I find it out they are great friends.
सर जैसा कि आपने इंडस्ट्री के बारे में बताया
Hmm.
तो आपने भी थोड़ा इंडस्ट्री में काम किया है तो
8 years, very serious industry. Very
so could you
serious
throw some light on the experience of
I'm telling you that without industrial experience, though some of my colleagues will not like that, unless 2 years or 3 years you are in industry, whatever maybe, mining machinery students will be in mining industries or mining machinery industries, electrical people will be in electrical power plants, computer science will be in a real job. We cannot validate our degree. Absolutely, engineers are for industry, and the engineers should come to teaching after having the industrial experience. And that is true for management also. You'll find it out. I am and other things. If you 1 year, 2 year, 3 year experience, definitely that will give you some extra points. So unless you get the industrial experience, engineering degree is not valid. That may not be liking for those who have done immediately BTech, MTech, and then PhD, then come back to the teaching profession. But definitely that kind of confidence you cannot get in terms of subject and in terms of handling classes. I can tell you in my industry, when I was very young person like you at the age of 23, I was out throughout the night and all sorts of unparliamentary languages. And I was afraid that whether I can come without wounded, get out by income terms of implementation, some kind of incentive schemes in Dunlop. So whenever you are convincing worker who is behind the machine for 30 years that this is your productivity, and that is a very difficult job. It is very easy to convince a student, showing a mid-semester or end-semester marks, and this you should be getting that. It is just nothing. I found my friends are having sleepless night in whenever before taking a class. I can do the extempore also. The reason is that because of the industry. Industry give you confidence, industry give you knowledge, and industry is real for your personality development. So that is absolutely precious, and definitely the students will understand. I have industrial experience, and there are some of my colleagues are not having. They can only tell what is the difference. I feel that it is a significant one.
So, sir, as you said, you got the opportunity while in the job to pursue MTech by research.
Yes.
So, at what time during your research you thought, okay, I should leave the industry now and should focus more on teaching part? And how was your first teaching experience?
The first thing is that whatever my MTech by research was absolutely whatever now I am also telling, if you do PhD, whatever you working on cooking, then cooking will be your PhD. It is not that something else. So my MTech by research was also whatever I am doing in my industry, in the rubber industry, even in PhD also, some chapters are there and other part of it. And how I came to the teaching, that is the thing. Circumstances obliged me to come to that. I was doing well. I was getting very good increment and always, because then I was a bachelor and I'm giving full time to industry. I was doing well, but sometimes I found it out that Indian industries are not always professional. Like say, I can tell my second company, we are building very good machines, and whenever we are indigenously building machines, this is a very big problem for the people who are visiting Europe and Germany 27 times. It was a nightmare for him. Because if those machines, and sometimes better machines, not because of us, because operators suggest this you do, we just do it bluntly. They are our bosses, and according to that, we make better machines at 1/3, 1/4 of the cost. Then we found it out that we have challenged the vested interest, and that is still happening in India. Why India is not performing like China? The reason is that the vested interest we are challenging. And then sometimes I found it out that not only the meritocracy is important, here some kind of other things are there, and that may not be very, very professional one. Slowly and steadily, I am losing my interest because the meritocracy and other things were not that great. In teaching, what advantage is that if you don't challenge the many things, you can do teaching, and one way the meritocracy is honored. That is sometimes in industry. Industry is such a team that everybody has to work in a focused goal, and every individuality and other things are less. But in teaching, definitely one person can exist as a sub-institution, and according to that, we do. Like say, I can tell you the practices here itself in IITSM Dhanbad. I took some BTech students, their airfare, they are burning, their parents are burning, take them to Europe, stay there for 1 month, do research, go to the another country, do such kind of things in the vacation period. And this kind of freedom, never, very, very small cases in industry a person can enjoy. They will not give the vacation, they will not allow the They are people to go there and study, relax with the research, and publish their presentations in other parts of the world. That is absolutely impossible in industry all over the world, and very specifically in the Indian subcontinent.
तो जैसे फॉरेन कंट्रीज के बारे में बात करें तो आपका क्या ओपिनियन है सर फॉरेन एजुकेशन वर्सेस इंडियन एजुकेशन में?
I have taken classes in Finland. In Finland, the teaching and schooling is told to be the best. Even Arvind Kejriwal is also telling he's sending his teachers and principals to Finland in order to develop that. But intelligence-wise, our students are far, far better. No comparison, and very difficult for me to take classes in those Aalto University, Finland. That is 200 Pokkorili Simons ranking. The students don't know the basic. My teachers said that you teach them with the statistical implications of welding. I found it out the basic welding not known, basic machining not known, maybe basic mathematics also they don't know. And I don't know where to start. And I have a habit whenever the students are giving feedback, according to that, I change my course of teaching. There I just lying flat. I don't know. I was stuck. What I will do? Then some of the Asian students told me, sir, whatever you taught and slides you go through, the students will not understand. They will just mug it up. But hands-on experience, they are better. If you give them some task in the hands and other part, they can come out of it. But teaching these theoretical understanding and all those things are not that. That is also experience in Czech Republic. Some of good students of your seniors have told me, sir, whatever we have done in school, we are doing in graduation. So they are far, far behind in terms of theoretical. Only problem is that as a nation-wise, we are reluctant to do the works in our hand. That is our lacuna. And that is not a big problem. If we expose to that, we can beat most of the students all over.
So, like, how can we increase this hands-on experience problem? Like, how can we sort this problem out?
You see, the first thing is that you change the mindset. The person who is doing work by hand, they are not inferior, and that job is not dirty. And that should start from the house. Purchase a drilling machine. Those make hole in the wooden part yourself. Make a hole in the wall yourself. Fix up the furniture. That's the first thing. Fix up the tube light. Fix up all those plug points, another part of it. And you see that any Tom, Dick, and Harry can do it. You also do it. And as you are an intelligent person and hands-on experience, plumbing. When plumbers do work, watch. Forget about your studies. In our cases, parents say, no, this is not you. You prepare for IIT entrance examination. That is your priority. No, that is also your priority. How they are making threads, how their connections and all those things. Every household work done by all those features, another part of it. Watch, give a hand to it, and that is the best way. And whenever you get the opportunity, you do it. Fix it up by your own hand. Let some things be distorted, destroyed, but still that experience is needed. Only this much of little thing if you can do, we can come out with it. Terrific engineers, because we are theoretically very, very sound, because we are coming out of a very stiff competition.
तो जैसे आज की जनरेशन को सर कोर ब्रांचेस ना छोड़ के टेक्निकल ब्रांचेस में हमें, और आईटी दिल्ली के डायरेक्टर ने भी कहा है सर कि कोर ब्रांचेस की सीट वेकेंट पड़ रही है, तो आपको कैसे लगता है कि हम इसको इम्प्रूव कैसे कर सकते हैं सिचुएशन को?
So the main problem of this thing is the parents not knowing the situation, neighbors, students choose branches on the prescription of the neighbors, on the prescription of the relatives, on the prescription of the parents, not by their own thinking. One has to find it out where I am comfortable. Where I am comfortable, then I can deliver best possible results. I am comfortable in lawn tennis. There is no point in practicing football and other part of it. First discovery will be there. And if I do great things in any of the things, if it is not unethical, I can do well. So these problem is that whenever pressurized people come, their productivity will be less because they don't enjoy. Core branches absolutely required. Whatever Xi Jinping, he is also an engineer from Politburo, and you know that China is doing great. Not only he, huge amount of engineers are there in his Politburo. Core branches, writing code, everybody can write code. Everybody who has some kind of knowledge, they can write code. But core engineering experience, whatever, I will take the students like them to the factory where cylinders of high quality for the Volvo will be made. That cannot be done by everybody. You need experience. You cannot learn this technology by sitting here just seeing the YouTube videos and other things. Long investment is also there. You have to do all sorts of processes. So that is required. You cannot have a bullet train track, whatever China is having 32,000 kilometers. The coding people cannot do those things. And there are a lot of physical hardware experimentation is necessary. Coding you can hire people, outsource. But these kind of technology you cannot hire. Like say Chandra, lot of things have been done, very physical experimentation. And that cannot be outsourced. Like we have got the project of marrying steel welding. Nobody will tell you. Nobody will give you the marrying steel. Forget about welding. And you have to learn indigenously. Some people in the world, they know, they will not decode those knowledge to that. So hard way we have to learn all those code. If we understand, it is better.
सर तो जैसा कि आपने बोला कोडिंग कोई भी कर सकता है, तो आजकल एआई भी एक आ रहा है सर, तो वो आपको क्या लगता है उसका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है हमारे कोर ब्रांचेस पे?
I consider AI is an infantile disorder. AI is in infancy because the best codes are written in our gene. Why? Because you write the code and you manufacture. AI cannot manufacture anything. AI just have a good tool. You have a very good tool. Like say, I was reluctant in studying dictionary. So I search for the Google, immediately words come, then my English improves. AI is a tool. It is a support tool, good tool, exhaustive tool. But intelligence, it is hardly intelligent. Intelligent nature is intelligent. Human being is intelligent. Creature is intelligent. AI is very, very low level intelligence. It is a good secretarial job. Consider AI as a secretary, not a human being, boss or decision maker. That is my perception. And AI to become that intelligent, it will take maybe centuries or if not 1,000 years.
Like as you said, students choose branches on the pressures of relatives.
Yes.
So on the recent note, many of the IITs have abolished this policy of branch change. So what do you feel? How is this a step? Is this a crucial step in the direction, or should more freedom should be given to students?
I'm telling you why you are rigid. These rigid policy, you cannot change the branch. That is also rigidity. And that rigidity should not be there. I have seen people from philosophy, they are doing PhD in computer science. That should be. We have in our Shastra, Ya Vidya Ja Bhumiktai. That means that teaching which will open up. Branch change and other things. Why the branch? You put the branch after third year. Have the results, first year and second year. Let the student understand the ethos here itself. Let the student perform that these are my domain. And according to that, they choose depending upon the availability of the seat. That should be open, free. And then the teaching will be interesting. If I do well and if I do understand all those things, then I choose my branch after my second year. And then you will find it out all sorts of this rushing with the examinations will be over.
So, sir, you are working with IITSM since last 17 years.
No, more than that, 20.
And-
And not only that, I am also a product of this place. I know this place from 1994 April.
So why did you choose to stick to IITSM till now?
Again, circumstances obliged me. Previously, I have not selected IIT-ISM to be my employer. I gone to the industry and find it out some of the problems and other things with the industry. Then my vice chancellor joined BIT Mishra. He said that if you are interested to come, I was a little bit a favorite student because I was attending all the classes. So I said yes, why not? Then I gone there and then I found it out. It is the profession where my heart responds and I am more comfortable. I am not preparing well before the teaching classes because many things we have practiced, and I have a flair of teaching because my father was also a lecturer there. And that way I have accustomed to BIT Mishra. And then one advertisement came, forwarded my professor at workshop superintendent. We worked one and I applied. Then I have got the selection out of. Then my teachers also came to select. They found it out that I have better teaching capabilities and credentials than others who are appearing for. There I got the workshop superintendent. Then I appeared for the faculty position, then got my faculty position in 2006, then automatically I become associate professor, and very recently on 17th August I became full professor. So that's where the journey is. But I have enjoyed teaching like anything, and I feel that this is the best profession, and I have heart, and my flavor is perfectly matching. So 2 plus 2 will not be 4; it may be 4. It's synergistic diversity.
सर तो आपको क्या लगता है कि आईआईटीज जो अभी कंट्री में हो सफिशिएंट है या और आईआईटीज बननी चाहिए कंट्री में?
That is a very difficult thing to tell. In our times, only 4 or 5 IITs are there. Whenever you are expanding without planning, problem is that there will be dilutions, and there are definite dilutions are there. And secondly, the problem of the IIT is that they are not making things great for country in totality. You see the ISRO achievements, most of them are not from IITs. Sometimes this ego, and sometimes this going abroad and I will do all sorts of things is not getting back to the society. So that is the problem. But one good thing is an IIT is there. I don't know how long it will be there. IIT entrance examination is a very sincere and honest examination. It is the fourth toughest examination. That means good students are coming. And IIT is some kind of, in terms of promotions, in terms of selections, another part of it. I feel that political influence is less, so that way it is going. So why not? We should expand that part of it, but definitely we should be very careful about so that the dilution does not take place.
So, sir, you have done work in many countries, and as we can know from the classes as well, you like to travel and you have traveled to many countries.
Yes.
So, which foreign country is your favorite?
I'm telling you, when I gone to Finland, I found that this is the country people have dreamed of. It is said that Thomas More's Utopia is the first book on socialism, where everything is equal. I found it out. Socialism, though it is a capitalist country, socialism is strictly implemented here. If you lose a job, 90% salary will be provided by the government for next 2 years. I think people will lose a job to get that facility. Everything is smooth. You don't have to use the money, and everything is defined. You don't need a car. Everywhere, all sorts of things are there. So that is one of the best country. And another country also I like very much, that is Japan. People are sober. People are damn honest. Everywhere, nook and corner, you have bullet trains, you have these trains, small rails. Absolutely, you can plan your things. Another part of it. So this is the thing. I think this is has been achieved by a human being, and unfortunately cannot be achieved in some part of my country. So Japan and Finland are the best. No match for others, but China is also picking up, but not that great. Whatever Japan I have seen throughout the country, and whatever Finland I have seen as far as Helsinki is concerned.
So in a fun way, अगर आपको सर डायरेक्टर बना दिया जाए इस इंस्टीट्यूट का, तो आप क्या चेंजेस करेंगे?
The first thing is that the students and faculty should enjoy them. I find in my classes the students are very serious. They are taking it as a burden. They are not enjoying. Unless you enjoy, you cannot be productive. I want all EVs should be there here throughout, and all EVs should be assembled by the students. I want few rails where battery operated cars will be running through those rails, maybe with some tube. After some time you can dream of magnetic levitation. I want the manufacturing things of the students everywhere, every nook and corner, and that way your workshop project, every project, there will be reflection. It is made by some other people. No, I want my students. Civil engineers should design, and that way the participants, teachers with students, everything should be participate, and that is learning. It is better to do that job than to attend classes. Classes can be done in YouTube video. Much 10 times better teachers are there in the world. You go there and relax, you can be hands-on experience you can. So I want every nook and corner, every product has to be designed, manufactured by students, teachers, and technical persons. It will be a dreamland. Maybe the quality may not be of international quality, but whenever I know that, it is by my student. So it gives me. I always go to take a cup of tea in Webley Box. You know that?
Yes.
Our students are there.
Yes.
I found there is coffee, this tea is 10 times tastier than any of that because my student has done it, electrical, he has done it, and whatever effort and brevity he has done, absolutely. Every shop I want to go, it is a startup from my student. That is not happening, that is why I am not enjoying. Whenever every nook and corner I found it out, there is the signature of my students, my teachers, and my faculty. They will enjoy and they will be productive.
So, sir, like as we know, India is on a developing track.
Mm.
So, what do you think? How much role will engineers play in making India the next superpower of the world?
The most important role will be played by engineers, whatever you can see your neighbor. 32,000 kilometer bullet train tracks. If you visit different Chinese, I have a plan. I don't know whether I will get visa because it's a tight one. We will be visiting 19th biggest city, Changchun, is in People's Republic of China. And that is also whatever video you can find it out. You find it out that New York and other things looks primitive. It's a village in terms of Shanghai and their glare. And all those done by the engineers, whatever people are telling. ISRO is better than NASA because all the Indians are doing. NASA is not better than because many of the Indians are in NASA, but no Americans are there in ISRO. And still they are doing some wonderful things. So everything in China is done by their students and engineers. And they have changed the world. USA, Europe looks primitive, village-like in terms of the appearance of China. You can go there and visit, and all are done by the Chinese people. It's true in Japan also. So engineers will dictate, engineers will change the standard of living, and definitely we need some support from others. But they are the prime movers, no doubt about it.
So, sir, recently, like ISRO landed on the southern part of the moon.
Right.
So, the majority of the team were engineers. So, do you want to tell 2-3 words for them? Like,
absolutely, because one way, my brother-in-law, his name is Professor Shayan Chatterjee. He has given the project of soft landing. He's from Jadavpur University, professor. He is my relative, and he is also a guide of my research scholar who is working on a inflatable antenna. It was his prescription so that we can make such an antenna so that it can open like an umbrella in the best way in those things. So we know that project for 1.5 years, how they are meticulously planning this soft landing. Whenever I find time, he will visit my house. I will just make a lecture on all the departments, whatever their contribution. But what is actually his contribution to ISRO, that is not revealed because they have taken all those things. So they have done a very wonderful job, but ISRO has taken projects and the best part of it, they have taken and implemented. Absolutely a terrific one. In a budget like 615 crore, they have done all sorts of things, landing, soft landing in the South Pole of China. Still, I cannot believe it. If I wake up and find India has done so much of poverty index and other things are done. Absolutely marvelous. So poverty and other kind of things is never a constraint for the people who want to perform.
सर तो अब रैपिड फायर चालू करते हैं सर
हाँ, चलो,
उसमें आपको जो भी पहला थॉट आएगा
ठीक,
आपको बोलना है
right.
so mechanical engineering versus computer science, which branch has the future?
Mechanical, because it is hardware. Computer science will be there if they deal with hardware. They are only dealing with software.
सर लर्निंग थ्रू लेक्चर और लर्निंग थ्रू प्रैक्टिकल लैब
Practical, absolutely.
So, Indian education or foreign, which has the finest quality?
Indian education, only thing is that we have to do some fine tuning.
IIT ISM और फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटी
Again, IIT ISM, because very good network and physical association is there. Only again we have to retune, reconfigure a little bit.
Physics or mathematics?
There is no difference about physics and mathematics. Physics is little bit of application. Very difficult. All applied physicists are mathematicians.
सर योर फेवरेट कलीग
Favorite college is my head of the department because we have traveled abroad and stayed along with the family in different. Though he is a vegetarian, strictly, and I am a strictly super non-vegetarian, but still we are great.
Favorite book?
Favorite book is. It is written in Bengali. That the name of the book is that whether the world is only for human being. পৃথিবী কি শুধু মানুষের জন্য? That was my favorite book. It is telling that even the creatures are also intelligent, and we have to do for them also. That is my favorite.
थैंक यू सर इट वाज अ रियली नाइस टॉकिंग टू यू
Thank you.
एंड
thank
होप यू लाइक द कन्वर्सेशन
Yes, definitely, always.
थैंक यू फॉर योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम एंड प्रीशियस थॉट्स
Thank you very much.